Meet the real victim of the Minx melee tomorrow on News Channel 5 at 6.
Tonight, busting the bishop. Federal agents say they've nabbed the man who sent pipe bombs through the mail in an extortion scheme aimed at driving up stock prices. And quite coincidentally, the Dow soars today to an all-time high, closing above 13,000 for the first time ever. The battle over the war. The Democratic-controlled House is about to vote on a bill that would force the president to pull U.S. troops out of Iraq. And if there's life on another planet, astronomers say a planet they've just discovered may be the one.
This is the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
Hello, everyone. We're beginning tonight with the story Bob Orr broke on this broadcast back in early February. The hunt for a dangerous extortionist known as the Bishop, who was sending pipe bombs and threatening letters through the mail. Tonight, federal agents say he is in custody. Bob was the only reporter on the scene in Dubuque, Iowa today when they took the suspect in, and he has the latest tonight on the man and the motive.
U.S. Marshals kept him hidden from our cameras. But investigators say the man behind the tinted glass is the mysterious mail bomber who calls himself the Bishop. His real name is John Tompkins, a 42-year-old Iowa machinist and former letter carrier, arrested today as he showed up for work at this industrial building in Dubuque.
The suspect was arrested at his place of employment without incident.
Investigators, led by U.S. postal inspectors, say Tompkins, who lived in this suburban home with his wife and 3 school-aged children, has been directly linked to 16 threatening letters and 2 pipe bombs mailed by the Bishop to financial firms over the past 2 years. The bombs, mailed in January, were deliberately left disconnected, but carried the ominous warnings, "Bang, you're dead." Tompkins' handwriting has been matched to the hand-scrawled addresses on those bombs. A debit card receipt put him in Florida near the time 3 Bishop letters were mailed from Orlando. And credit card receipts from this Dubuque hardware store show he bought the same kind of plastic pipe used in the Bishop's 2 mail bombs, which officials say were powerful enough to kill. Investigators say Tompkins apparently kept some of the materials used in the Bishop mailings here at this apartment complex, inside 2 storage lockers just about a half-mile from his home. Sources say a bomb-sniffing dog picked up traces of explosives. A robot then was brought in to help bomb technicians safely open the doors. Scott Puccio often saw Tompkins at the storage facility.
I said hi, and he'd say hi, but he wouldn't go into no conversation. Kind of quiet guy, real quiet.
Investigators say the Bishop's threats amounted to a failed extortion scheme. He demanded that brokerage houses deliberately drive up prices of 2 technology stocks, 3Com Corporation and Navar. Or, as one letter warned, all of you will be punished if you fail. Investigators say Tompkins held thousands of dollars worth of risky options in the same 2 companies. His multiple transactions made him a prime suspect.
He was identified as being a person who would benefit if the threats had caused people to actually affect the stock market price.
Stock prices were not affected and no one was hurt. But now Tompkins faces up to 30 years in prison. And investigators believe the reign of the Bishop is over. Bob Orr, CBS News, Dubuque, Iowa.
Ironically, Tompkins was arrested on a day the stock market soared to a record high. The Dow gained more than 135 points and passed 13,000. 13 today, at least, a very lucky number. But even as investors are making money in the market, Anthony Mason reports there are concerns tonight about the rest of the U.S. economy.
For Wall Street, which deals in numbers, this was a big one. The Dow at 13,000 for the first time ever.
You've worked on this trading floor.
Yeah, 26 years.
Do you get excited when you see 13,000?
I do.
Veteran trader Ken Polcari.
You get excited because it's the round number, it's the next milestone.
The market's been up 17 of the last 19 trading days.
Right.
What is that telling us?
Well, it's telling you that people are feeling very good about company earnings that are out now.
Polcari says profits at blue-chip companies like Boeing, American Express, and McDonald's are up double digits from a year ago.
Earnings are good, they're coming in better than expectations, and people are feeling good.
But Wall Street and Main Street appear to be headed in different directions. While the stock market's been racing ahead, the economy's been slowing down.
Housing is mired in a slump. Existing home sales plummeted more than 8% in March. The median price, now down to $217,000, has fallen for an unprecedented 8 straight months.
What's the likelihood this is going to affect the entire economy?
You know, it already has on the consumer side. We have seen economic growth get cut in about half in the last year. So clearly, the economy is not as strong as it was a year ago.
Rising gas prices, up 70 cents already this year, could slow the economy even more. But stocks continue to soar. It took the Dow more than 7 years to go from 11,000 to 12,000. It's reached 13,000 in less than 7 months.
Already this morning I got one forecast that said we'll hit 14,000 by the end of the year.
Well, you know, that's what happens. Every time you hit a milestone, they're always looking for the next milestone.
While the Dow measures just 30 blue chip stocks, they're picked to be a broad barometer of the market. The other two major indexes, the NASDAQ and the S&P 500, also rallied today, reaching 6-year highs. Katie?
Anthony Mason. Anthony, thank you. Now to Washington and the war in Iraq, including President Bush's troop buildup. The House is ready to vote tonight to pull the plug on that buildup and force the president to withdraw U.S. troops from Iraq later this year. Mr. Bush is ready with his veto pen. We have 2 reports tonight, beginning with Cheryl Atkinson.
It may be the first time a top war commander has come to Capitol Hill to sell his mission the same day Congress planned to vote against it. General David Petraeus briefed House and Senate members on the progress of the war, but both sides appeared dug in on whether the troops should stay or go.
The president will veto this measure. He should. It's one of the worst ideas to ever come out of the Congress in the history of warfare, that the United States has been engaged in war.
If the president vetoes this legislation, he will not only be vetoing full funding for our troops, but ignoring, in my opinion, the will of the American people.
The $124 billion emergency spending bill fully funds the war in Iraq, but the binding deadline for troop withdrawal, insisted on by Democrats, has been replaced by a non-binding redeployment goal of April 1st, 2008, with some pullouts beginning as early as July and no later than October. There are many other strings attached, like a 15-day waiting period before a fighting unit can be moved into Iraq.
What that means is if you have hostages in Iraq, in a location, and you want to move a Delta force in to save them, you have an absolute 15-day waiting period, should this become law, before that unit can move in.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, the Democrat to credit most for leading Congress into this head-to-head confrontation with President Bush, laid low today. She skipped the General Petraeus group meeting, opting for a phone briefing instead.
The House vote tonight will be a squeaker, with Democrats expected to win and the president promising a veto. But Speaker Pelosi says this is only the beginning of the fight to hold the president more accountable for the war. Cheryl Atkinson, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
This is David Martin at the Pentagon. The Baghdad security plan involves a lot more than just Baghdad. Many of the 21,000 combat troops surging into Iraq are being sent to attack insurgent strongholds north of Baghdad. That's what soldiers from the 82nd Airborne were doing when suicide truck bombers struck their outpost earlier this week, killing 9. Defense Secretary Gates says it's a consequence of the crackdown in Baghdad.
We wish to God it hadn't happened, but at the same time, I think that it is not unexpected that we will see these kinds of attacks as they try to prevent the Baghdad security plan from being successful.
The surge is still weeks away from reaching full strength, but with more U.S. troops conducting more patrols, American deaths are already 50% higher than the same period last year. General Petraeus told Congress there has been a dramatic reduction in sectarian killings, Iraqis murdering Iraqis,
which is about 1/3 now of what it was in January. That's an important development because the sectarian murders can be a cancer in a neighborhood.
But car bombings are up, and so is the overall number of deaths.
It's as though the violence had been squeezed out of central Baghdad and forced into other areas of Iraq.
General Petraeus is said to believe the surge will have to continue into next year. His 2 biggest worries are the ability of al-Qaeda to undo the security plan with mass casualty attacks, and linchpin of the entire plan, the willingness of Iraq's Shiite and Sunni factions to make political compromises. One official says flatly, that ain't happening, and I don't see it happening anytime soon. So even if the troop surge succeeds in reducing violence, the plan to save Iraq could still fall apart. David Martin, CBS News, the Pentagon.
President Bush has long considered the war in Iraq part of the overall war on terror. Tonight, former CIA Director George Tenet is defending the rough treatment of key terror suspects, including 9/11 mastermind Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. In an exclusive 60 Minutes interview, and very animated, Tenet tells Scott Pelley the intelligence gained from what's known as enhanced interrogation techniques has saved American lives and helped stop new terror plots. Tenet denies any suspects were tortured.
You know, the image that's been portrayed is we sat around the campfire and said, oh boy, now we go get to torture people. Well, we don't torture people. Let me say that again to you. We don't torture people. Okay?
Come on, George.
We don't torture people.
Khalid Sheikh Mohammed.
We don't torture people.
Waterboarding.
We do not. I don't talk about
torture.
Techniques, and we don't torture people. No, listen to me. I want you to listen to me. So the context is it's post 9/11. I've got reports of nuclear weapons in New York City, apartment buildings that are going to be blown up, planes that are going to fly into airports all over again, plot lines that I don't know. I don't know what's going on inside the United States, and I'm struggling to find out where the next disaster is going to occur. Everybody forgets one central context of what we lived through. The palpable fear that we felt on the basis of the fact that there was so much we did not know.
You can see more of Scott Pelley's interview with George Tenet on 60 Minutes this Sunday evening at 7, 6 Central Time. In the presidential race, Republican Senator John McCain of Arizona has been campaigning for months now, but today he made it official. In Portsmouth, New Hampshire, McCain announced he's making another run for the White House.
We face formidable challenges. I'm not afraid of them. I'm prepared for them. I'm not the youngest candidate, but I am the most experienced.
Another Republican contender, Rudy Giuliani, is under fire from Democratic candidates for suggesting they're soft on terror. Giuliani said that the Democrats, if elected, are ready to, quote, wave the white flag. Senator Barack Obama accused Giuliani today of, quote, taking the politics of fear to a new low. Former Russian President Boris Yeltsin was laid to rest today. The funeral was held in a Moscow cathedral that was demolished in 1931 by dictator Joseph Stalin and rebuilt with Yeltsin's approval in the 1990s. His successor, Vladimir Putin, was among the mourners. Former Presidents Bush and Clinton led the U.S. delegation. There is much more CBS News ahead. When we come back, the killer storm that caused devastation on both sides of the U.S.-Mexico border.
Just because I'm a doctor doesn't mean I don't worry about my cholesterol.
Inventor of the Jarvik Artificial Heart, Dr. Robert Jarvik.
For many people like me, diet and exercise aren't enough. But adding Lipitor significantly lowers bad cholesterol, 39 to 60%. I take it because it does more than that. Unlike some cholesterol medicines, Lipitor is FDA approved to reduce the risk of heart attack and stroke if you have several common risk factors for heart disease. And Lipitor is one of the most researched medicines. You don't have to be a doctor to appreciate that. Lipitor is not for everyone, including people with liver problems and women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. You need simple blood tests to check for liver problems. Tell your doctor if you're taking other medications or if you have any muscle pain or weakness. This may be a sign of a rare but serious side effect. Lipitor is one of many treatment options to consider with your doctor. Lowering cholesterol is important, but could you be doing more with Lipitor? Ask your doctor. Don't wait.
Here's to a healthy heart and all the wonderful feelings that come along with it. Introducing Benefiber Plus B vitamins and folic acid. The only clear, tasteless fiber with the added benefit of heart-healthy B vitamins in every sip. So you can feel great inside and out. New Benefiber Plus heart-healthy B vitamins improve the fiber of your being. Also available in easy-to-take caplets.
Gatekeeper? Gatekeeper!
Another gift for you, sire. Vanilla.
I've been skunked!
Glad Odor Shield trash bags neutralize disgusting trash odors. To help keep trash from smelling, get Glad.
Ready for the most amazing Miracle-Gro results ever? Spectacular plants without all the weeds. Introducing Miracle-Gro Shake and Feed plus Weed Preventer. Now just a few shakes stops weeds before they start. Plants grow twice as big with virtually no weeds, even in your vegetable garden. Want 3 months of feeding and freedom from weeding? All you need is new Shake and Feed plus Weed Preventer.
State police in Virginia said today they have sifted through a mountain of evidence from the massacre at Virginia Tech, but they still have no idea why Sung-Wee Cho shot 32 students and teachers to death. According to the police, none of the evidence suggests a motive or close link between Cho and any of his victims, including his very first target, freshman Emily Hilscher. Meanwhile, a different kind of tragedy along the U.S.-Mexican border. Tonight, search crews are still looking through mangled homes for victims of the deadly storms that tore through Eagle Pass, Texas, and across the Rio Grande in Mexico last night. The latest now from Hari Srinivasan in Texas.
3.5 square miles between Texas and Mexico won't ever be the same.
I jumped fences and everything, and so I got to my kids because I didn't know if they were okay.
The tornado seen on this grainy cell phone video took at least 7 lives and wounded nearly 80 on this side of the border, mostly children. A nearby hospital with only 15 ER beds was overwhelmed.
It's not just the trauma, it's the emotion of the moment.
5 of the fatalities came from one double-wide mobile home, which was hurled 100 yards against an elementary school. Antonio Cortez teaches 4th grade at that school in an area so poor it has little left to lose.
For this to hit us and devastate us is just mind-boggling.
A nearby junior high gym has become a makeshift shelter for those whose homes were ravaged. Juan Quinones has no insurance. His truck is gone, and so is the roof over his head. He and his family huddled inside their bedroom during the storm.
So you had baseball-sized hail, intense wind, and the sound of a freight train all at once.
Right. Yeah. It was pretty bad. It was bad.
Tornadoes don't see borders. On the other side, in Mexico near Piedras Negras, there are 3 people dead and another 80 injured.
Now, how did your family survive this?
God only knows.
The tornado that came through here was categorized as an F2, meaning it changed lives and landscapes at up to 150 miles per hour. Hari Srinivasan, CBS News, Eagle Pass, Texas.
For a look inside this monster storm system and the damage it has already caused, go to CBSNews.com. Meanwhile, the gloves are off over damaging greenhouse gas emissions. California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger wants to impose state emission standards that are far tougher than the federal government's. He needs the EPA's okay to do that, but in the months since the Supreme Court ruled the agency has the authority to regulate gases that contribute to climate change, the EPA has done nothing. Today, Schwarzenegger said he'll sue if he doesn't see some action. Coming up next, action on school snacks. Broccoli in, chips out.
Now I look back and I go, what was I thinking?
The skateboard went zoom.
I went bam. I tried to stand up and I couldn't. I can't work. I'm like, who's going to pay for college now? It's a good thing we had the disability insurance.
Mutual of Omaha.
It was impressive.
Begin today.
When you're constipated, harsh stimulant laxatives can cause cramps. And cramps can give you a bad day. Phillips caplets don't have harsh stimulants, so you get relief overnight without cramps. Relief feels better with Phillips.
The Asselin?
It could be allergies getting to you, but irritants can cause your symptoms too.
Astelin is seasonal allergy medicine, also approved for nasal symptoms caused by irritants. Nasonex, Singulair, and Zyrtec aren't.
Astelin's for people 12 and over. Most common side effects may include bitter taste, headache, nasal inflammation or burning, and drowsiness.
Don't let allergens or irritants do you in.
Ask your doctor about
Astelin.
I want to treat my osteoporosis.
I want to keep my bones healthy.
I want to protect myself against fractures, especially at the hip.
I can help. Fosamax Plus D treats postmenopausal osteoporosis.
My doctor prescribed Fosamax Plus D, and she said not all treatments are the same.
Only Fosamax Plus D is approved to help prevent fractures of both the hip and spine in women with osteoporosis. Boniva is not.
Protecting my hip is important to me.
You should not use Fosamax Plus D if you have certain disorders of the esophagus, are not able to stand or sit upright for 30 minutes, have severe kidney disease, or low blood calcium. Before use, talk to your doctor if you have stomach or digestive problems and about any medications you're taking, including vitamins and supplements. It's not for vitamin D deficiency. Stop taking Fosamax Plus D and call your doctor right away if you develop new or worsening heartburn, difficult or painful swallowing, or chest pain, because these may be signs of serious upper digestive problems.
I listened. I heard.
Fosamax Plus D, the only one that protects both your hip and spine.
Extra bounce in your week with the fun and exciting games of the Tennessee Lottery. Tennessee Lottery. Go ahead. Have a ball.
Today that extend beyond the lunch line to vending machines and even bake sales. Here's why. Close to 18% of all school-age kids are overweight. That is triple the number in 1980. Nancy Cordes discovered one school where healthful snacks are making healthier kids.
For the past 3 years, the Cambridge, Massachusetts School District has been waging an all-out assault on fattening foods.
Who would like to try it?
Enticing kids with samples of new healthy fare.
It's good, thumbs up.
Even turning 5th graders into farmers.
What are your favorite foods that you're growing in the garden right now?
Chives.
Chives?
Yeah.
Why?
I like the latest spicy and stuff. Yeah.
The number of overweight kids here had been on the rise. Now it's dropped by 11% in 2 years. That's 140 kids.
Just some very simple things like where we actually put the fruits and vegetables so the kids can read them.
This district has already done what the government is recommending today, eliminating junky snacks from school vending machines,
rice,
and lunch lines. According to the new report, Tier 1 foods like fruits, veggies, whole grain snacks, and small portions of 100% fruit juice should be available to all grades. But Tier 2 foods like baked chips and pretzels, animal and graham crackers, and low-fat ice cream bars under 200 calories should only be available to high schoolers and only after school hours. It says snacks like fried potato chips and sodas should never be sold in schools, even at fundraisers.
This one is a healthy one. This is not the healthy one.
School nutritionists say today's suggested guidelines should be made mandatory, like the regulations for school lunches.
There are 26 states that have different nutrition standards for these a la carte or competitive food items. And it's a real challenge for industry.
One thing that's clear in Cambridge, kids don't miss the fattening snacks,
Would you like to try one?
provided they have attractive alternatives. Nancy Cordes, CBS News, Cambridge, Massachusetts.
And quite a scene at the White House today as the president welcomed some West African dancers to the Rose Garden. And, well, see for yourself. So far, Dancing with the Stars hasn't called. From stars now to planets. Coming up next, a new planet where Earthlings may be able to live long and prosper.
Math and science are everywhere. That's why, along with ExxonMobil, my wife Amy and I created the Math and Science Teachers Academy, where elementary school teachers can learn new ways to inspire their students. Because if kids learn math and science, they can achieve almost anything. I'm Phil Mickelson, and I'm proud to work with ExxonMobil.
Bothered by persistent dry mouth?
Discover a lasting solution. Oasis Moisturizing Mouthwash with Trihydra technology from the makers of Sensodyne. It moisturizes your mouth for up to 2 hours. Discover Oasis.
We've combined serious drain cleaning power with technology of the future. It's Liquid Plumber Foaming Pipe Snake. Clears slow drains, cleans pipe walls. Liquid Plumber Foaming Pipe Snake.
For NASCAR drivers, blocking is a way to stay ahead of the pack. For me, blocking is how I stay a step ahead of frequent heartburn. Prilosec OTC blocks heartburn before it even begins with 1 pill a day. So I can enjoy my day and my evening without worrying about frequent heartburn kicking up. Zero heartburn for 24 hours with 1 pill a day. That's my Prilosec OTC.
Oh, what a perfect day. Oh no, nasal allergy congestion strikes again. It's everywhere, outside and in. Prescription Nasonex helps relieve congestion and other nasal allergy symptoms. Maybe that's why 6 million people used Nasonex last year.
Side effects were generally mild and included headache, viral infection, sore throat, nosebleeds, and coughing.
For congestion and other nasal allergy symptoms, ask your doctor about Nasonex.
A good breakfast is always in season, and this spring it's just $4.99. Denny's weekday breakfast has arrived. Only $4.99 for 2 eggs, bacon and sausage, hash browns, and 2 pancakes. This special won't last long, so come to Denny's Monday through Friday.
Can a multivitamin help you feel physically and mentally energized all day?
Is that possible?
With 1 a day, all day energy it is. It's the only complete multivitamin with both high levels of B vitamins and an extended release guarana blend to help you feel energized all day. 1 a day.
Tomorrow, summertime is supposed to be fun, but for kids, the risk of injury or worse skyrockets. We'll show you how to help your children have a safe and fun summer on The Early Show.
Their son-in-law killed their daughter, and now for the first time, Lawrence and Carolyn Levine talk about a part of that experience. The story on News Channel 5 at 6.
Here's Sandra Hughes.
In Hollywood's version of The Final Frontier, it was never hard to find companionship in outer space. Back on Earth, making those otherworldly connections has been more difficult. Mars may have once had water, we're still looking there. But today, all attention is turned to a new but yet unnamed planet, for now called Gliese 581, outside our solar system that is spinning around a small red star.
It's more like the Earth than any of the more than 200 planets that we've found so far.
Earth-like because its temperature is close to ours, between 32 and 104 degrees Fahrenheit. It has gravity and the potential for water. Could it be that life exists on this planet? Scientists call it the Goldilocks zone.
But just because it's not too hot and not too cold doesn't mean the 3 bears live there.
And its sun, called a red dwarf, is colder and not as bright as our sun. Still, this discovery gives kids a reason to imagine life in outer space.
Maybe they wear like really big, fat clothes, big baggy suits.
So many are making bets that there is life on this planet. British bookies have lowered the odds.
We're looking at a payout of about $100,000.
The new planet is 120 trillion miles away from Earth. If you could travel at the speed of light, it would take 20 years to get there. And while scientists say that's close in space terms, it would pretty much tap out my frequent flyer accounts. Scotty, can you beam me up? Sandra Hughes, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And that's the CBS Evening News. I'm Kitty Couric. Good night.
The powerful storm system that has been producing tornadoes to our west is now moving east, and it could mean a bumpy night for us. I'll have the latest.
New details tonight about Williamson County Sheriff Ricky Headley's drug addiction. It turns out he may have been taking other drugs to help.
Ex-Senator John Ford is facing bribery charges tonight. So why is he talking about his JCPenney suit? Details live from Memphis.
Their son-in-law killed their daughter, and for the first time, the Levines are talking about a part of their experience.
And how could it have happened? Gang members walk into a school and attack a student. The news is now.
From your news and information leader, Tennessee's first and only local news in high definition. This is News Channel 5 at 6.
Good evening, everyone. High winds and hail.
Stormy weather could move through the mid-state tonight. Ron Howes is in the Storm 5 Weather Center with the very latest. Ron?
All right. Well, you can tell this is a very large system. The satellite picture here looking very impressive as this thing continues to pinwheel slowly eastward. And it looks like after midnight.